Well, good morning everyone. How are we all doing? Another day fishing today. We're staying nice and local today. We are on North Beach, Great Yarmouth. Nice and local, literally the end of the road, which is good. It's currently 8 o'clock in the morning. High tide was 6:30 this morning, so we're going to be fishing the tide going down. We've literally just arrived. I'm with G today, just me and G, just the two of us. Worn out, walking across that beach as usual. Right, let's get all this set up and let's get some bait in that water and let's hopefully get some fish and not the seaweed that we was getting out at Corton last week. That just killed the day. Right, let's get going. Here we go, we're all set up. 2 hook flapper. I got some, they were frozen blacks. They were frozen last week and they got thawed out and then froze again and thawed out. The frozen blacks thawed out and on that one as well. This side we got a bit of fresh lug on there and a bit of fresh lug on there. 2 hook flappers. They're not clipped down, so they're not going to go out too far, but we should get a good bit of distance, far enough to get the fish. Right, let's get these in the water. So that's the first cast. We are out there. Not a bad day, the sun is out. Not as hot as it was last Monday. Last Monday we was in Corton and it was so hot. Oh man, it was absolutely ridiculous. I ended up putting a tea towel on my head to try and keep my head and my neck from burning. A little bit cooler today. A little bit of wind, not a lot though. Not enough to be blowing the tips of the rods around. The tips are pretty still. So if we get a bite, it should be a pretty good bite indication on there. Just fingers crossed, get something decent out. Well, I'll come down in a second, I'll show you my bait, I'll show you what I'm using today. So we have got, when I went fishing last Monday, we went to Pownall's and got a wrap of the frozen blacks. I thawed them out, we took them last Monday, we used a few of them, didn't use them all, so they went back in the freezer. I thawed them out last night, we brought them out today. There was only a few of them left. G's just grabbed 2 or 3 of them. And I've got a couple of them here as well. But I'll tell you what, they're really, oh man, they're really like sticky and goopy, and they're going to give off a good scent. Also from Pownall's last week, we got a big bag of squid. We didn't use all of it, so that went back in the freezer. I thought I got the squid out the freezer last night to defrost. I got home from work this morning, went to get the squid out the fridge, and it weren't, it was chicken wings. I got chicken wings out the freezer instead of squid. So that's still a little bit frozen, but how many's in there? 3, 4, 5 in there. And like I say, G's grabbed 2 or 3 of them as well. But I'm only cutting them in little bits. I haven't got a pulley pennel, so I'm not putting whole squid on. I'm just going to be putting little bits on. Still got these prawns, these Longestine prawns. Like I say, we have done well with them. I didn't use them at all last week, but I might be tempted to give them a little try today. Also over the weekend I went to Galston Tackle Centre and picked up some fresh lugworm from them. So we got a bit of fresh there as well, and G's grabbed a couple of them as well, so I think he grabbed a little bag and he's got a little selection of baits up there. So we got enough for what we need for today. Like I say, it's about 8 o'clock in the morning, and like I say, I think we're going to be fishing to about 1ish. We're just going to fish the tide going down. We'll see what G's saying. G was saying something, and now he's sitting down cross-legged and he's scratching his head. What's he done? Right, let me go see what he's done. He's made a boo-boo somewhere, I think. So we're still on that first cast. Yeah, G had the when he set up, he had the line caught around the bail arm. But luckily, when we undone the spool fitted through the bail arm. We didn't have to like take the rig off and put the line all through the eyes, and yeah, the spool fitted through, so that's sorted out. So I'm feeling a bit hopeful. A guy just walked past and he goes, oh, loads of weed coming out yesterday. But I tend to find the weeds more when the tide's coming in. We got the tide going out, so hopefully we don't hit the weed. He said loads of whiting being caught. Don't really want the whiting. I'll get enough of them in the winter. I mean, don't get me wrong, if it's going to save the blank, I'll have a whiting all day long. But I'm hoping. Si's dad was down here a couple of days ago. He had a few smooth hounds out, he had some bass out, so that's what I'm hoping for today. Watched some fishing videos over the weekend. I watched LRS, that's Stephen. I enjoy watching him. Me and G both like watching him. You do some good videos, buddy. He was out on the boat. He went out on the boat over the weekend, and he caught a ray. That was the first thornback ray he caught, and that was the first thornback ray he'd ever caught. And he caught that on one of the fishing boats. So I messaged him and I said to him, when our boat's up and running properly and we can get it out to sea, he's definitely have to go and join us. He did message me. You messaged me the other day, Stephen. You said about meeting up and doing a fish. I've got work all this week from next weekend, from Monday the 4th. I've got 9 days off from Monday the 4th. So if you are headed over this way, I know normally when you bring the caravan over you come this way, but if you're heading this way for anywhere in them 9 days from the 4th, then yeah, give us a shout. I was saying to G, and G was like, yeah, definitely, we'll meet him up, have a little fish with him, that would be good. Also, I'll tell you who's quiet, Connor Outdoor Activities. He normally puts the thumbs up on my videos, and but he ain't put a video on for 3-4 weeks. So yeah, I'm hoping he's alright. Like I say, he normally does like a couple of videos a week, but I ain't seen him about. Who else have I been watching? I was watching Tony Kirridge, watching his videos. Is it Pond Pete? I think it's Pond Pete. I've been watching a couple of his videos. Yeah, there has been some decent fish coming out. So hopefully we can get some decent fish out today. Fingers crossed. I'm always crossing these, buddy. For the amount of times I cross these fingers. So they've been out there for about 15-20 minutes. So I just thought I'd reel in, check the bait. Bit of seaweed on there. Not clumps and clumps like we had last week, but enough just to sort of cover the bait. G reeled his in and he had no seaweed on his at all. He was only at about 50 yards. I think I pummeled them out about 100 odd yards. So I've done the same as G now. The blacks I had on there, the frozen blacks, they were still on there, just a little bit mushy. So I just tipped it off a little bit of squid. It's a bit of squid on the end, that'll help keep them on the hook. And left hand side, I've put 2 fresh lugworm on there. And like I say, 50 yards I've gone out. Hopefully now to avoid the weed, I've got a seal right there at the end of my finger, just popped his head up. But I always say it, and I will say it again, yeah, the seals are eating fish, which ain't good if you're trying to catch the fish, but the seals wouldn't be there if the fish weren't there. If there was no fish there, the seals wouldn't be here feeding. So the fact they're there feeding means there are fish there. It's just a matter of getting the fish before the seal does, doesn't it? Greedy buggers. Right, like I say, I've only got about 50 yards, so hopefully steer clear of that weed a little bit, and yeah, hopefully get something out. So I've been fishing an hour now, just over an hour. I've reeled in a couple of times, put baits on. The last couple of times we've reeled in, been no weed whatsoever. So the left hand side I've sort of kept 50 yards, but the right hand side I've thrown back out there again at distance. Just give it a little test, see what the weed's like. I've got prawns on there, I've got fresh on there, blacks on there. So that's all I'm going to keep doing now. Keep chopping and changing the baits, chopping and changing the distances. Oh, I just want to get a fish out, come on, I don't want to blank. Well, we're 2 hours in and not even had a bite or a nibble. G's not had a bite or a nibble. Lee's just popped down to see us, he's taking the dog for a walk, so he's popped down. Nothing, absolutely nothing. Not giving up yet though. I'm not giving up yet. The famous North Beach seaweed is making a show. And that won't even out that far, 50-60 yards. So I'm going to have to bring it in a bit nearer. G just brought in a big clump of weed as well. Oh, come on, man. Exactly a repeat of what we had last Monday. Except for at least I had a pouting out last Monday and G managed to get a dogfish out. But at the moment, no fish, just seaweed. Oh, right, just pulled out 2 pouting little ones. But you know what, as I was reeling it in, this one just jumped off on the surf. so he can go straight back in because he come off the hook. There you go, mate, he's gone. Oh, save the blank, save the blank, save the blank. And we've got another little one here. Oh look, he's only just caught on the lip there. Just on the lip. Right, we're getting him off and we're getting back in. So I've took them pouting off, they've gone back. Right, I've just changed this trace here. Put a different rig on. So we've got one up, one below. We're going for a fresh lug again. Again, what, 20 odd centimetre snood. And this one here, the weight's here, and this one's right down on the bottom, look. Whereas they were both above the weight before, but one up, one down. Right, let's throw this in, let's see if that can do anything. Right, I've just changed my trace on this one as well. Gone for a 3 hook flapper. Get as many baits out there as we can. We've got a fresh lug on the top. We've got a fresh lug in the middle. And we've got squid, again, right down below that weight. And I just felt a spot of rain then. Oh, it's starting to rain as well. Oh, right, 3 bait. Let's get 3 baits out there. Up the chances of getting something. Right, just reeled this left hand one. This is the one that was one up, one down, and we've just pulled a little whiting out. It's not bad size, he's got a bit of a body to him, but only hooks in the top there. Right, we'll get him off and we will get him back in, but that's definitely saved the blank, definitely saved it. And little baby one, but at least you ain't blanked, G.
That's right.
At least he hasn't blanked.
Yes.
Well, we're going to start packing down. G's got family and that up this weekend, come to visit for the bank holiday. So I think they're off out doing a few bits this afternoon. So I'm going to start getting this left hand rod packed down. I'm going to leave that one out, the 3 hook flapper. You never know, while I'm packing this one away, I might get someone out on that one. You never know. Well, just as I was saying, pack the other one down, leave this one out for a bit. And we got another little pouting on there. And again, just slightly hooked on the end of his mouth. Yeah, I'll get him straight off and we're getting him straight back in. He's only just hooked on there. Saved the blank though, didn't it?
He's on the top there.
Little fish, but they all saved the blank. Right, that is it. That is us. We are packed down. Rods are all there. Rubbish is there. Get a few more bits in the box and we'll wheel it across. Just starting to spit a little bit again as well. Ain't been a bad day. Do you know what I mean? After the first hour, couple of hours, I really thought we was going to blank. I didn't think we was going to get anything out. Luckily, those 2 pouting come out. Then I had the whiting out. And then G had that smooth hand out and a little baby one. There's little spiders everywhere. And then right on that last pass, as I was reeling in to pack down, another little pouting. So nothing too great, but at least with it in blank, it saved the day. But like I was saying last week, that is it. We are back to the fishing now. So we'll be fishing again next week. Like I say, when I get to next Monday, I've got 9 days off work. So definitely going to be getting some fishing in then, definitely. So right, we're going to take a walk over, we're going to get back to the car, and I will see you on the next video. Thanks for watching, guys.